want you to imagine with me that we're in my kitchen, and I'm standing there drinking coffee, which I do often, and I've got half of a cup of coffee, and our boys are running around our home, chasing after our dog. And they bump into me. It was a lot hotter than I expected it would be. Okay, so this has happened. All these events, by the way, are purely hypothetical. And I lash out in anger. John! Josh! Why is there coffee on me? Let me ask this question. Would I have coffee in me if they ran into me and my cup was empty? No. Just to mix the metaphor a little bit, I'm kind of like the coffee cup. And in response, if I respond in anger to the boys when they bump into me, the reason I respond in anger is because there is sin left in my cup. Not the boys' fault that I lash out in anger at them, because there's still sin here. There's still parts of my heart that need to be sanctified, parts of my life that the gospel needs to advance to inside my own life. And we see this in Peter's life. It's an encouragement to me. I hope it's an encouragement to you. Jake, thanks for getting me paper towels. That's awesome, man. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Peter's going to preach now. He's going to open his mouth, and he's going to preach the gospel. But here's what I want you to see. Not only for them, that they might be saved, which is very important, but for himself in this moment, Peter's going to preach the gospel. He needs to hear the gospel. I need to hear the gospel when I lash out in anger at my kids. Peter needs to hear the gospel. He's uncomfortable. It's awkward for him. I'm not sure about all this, God. And we learn something really valuable here from Peter. In the face of challenges in our lives, when things feel uncertain, when God stretches us to do things that we don't want to, in the face of job loss, in the face of death, in the face of discouragement, preach the gospel to yourself. We need the gospel. The same thing that Cornelius needed to become a Christian is the same thing that Peter needed to grow now. Don't miss that. It's not just basic, like we don't graduate from it and then just move on to other things. The same thing that Cornelius needed to be saved is the same thing that Peter needs to grow. We are all in process.